Greetings, captains. And here we are in our Tier 2 Italian cruiser. We'll start off, we'll get her dressed, shall we? We can't have undressed. Select the camo type, click Mount, and press Enable. That way it will be replaced for the next battle. Yes, you will get a cost if you haven't got any in reserve, but it'll come out of your winnings, as you were. That's a cool in the modules. I have already put on the main armaments modification 1. That's my basic stand every time, every ship, because it does a little bit of everything. It keeps the main battery, it's a risk, minus 20% on the main battery being damaged. Also makes the survivability that little bit better, and repair time quicker, and the risk of the torpedoes, this hasn't got, becoming incapacitated, giving them more survivability, repair time, etc. But it's just a little bit of everything. As you can see, we have units that we can grind towards with our battles. We have a hull, which will be more hit points, and we get an extra 4 guns for our AA, and our maneuverability will be increased. So it'll be better. And then, of course, the other one is the gunfire control system. This extends your firing range of your main battery. So this will take it up. The original is 10.3, and when we get this one, it'll be 11.4. It's a progression. We're progressing towards the next tier, so everything is a little bit of a progression. And then you get towards the tier 3. Yeah, I can't pronounce these words. Torrento, I believe. So, that's that one done. We've done the exterior, we've done the modules. Now we need to get a captain. So, we go over to where our captain bit is, if we've got captains. Of course, some of you haven't got captains yet. Some have. It clicks up. When you hover over it, it comes up to assign a commander. We click it. And as you can see from reserve, I have the premium one that I was given from a mission. Or we have other ships. Yeah, I've got a couple. So we've got one from the Torrento, the Zara, which is where I'm progressing to now, because of the missions. I've got the other ones, and the Godzilla. Ah, there he is. Give it a scroll, and this is the one we were started with last time. He has no points on him, bless him, but because I'm doing this, I shall take him with me, and we will train him up as we go. So, we've got our captain. We want to assign him to the Nino Bixer, the tier 2. Now then, you have a choice. I can use a senior commander course, which is 500 gold coins, doubloons, which is pound coins, money. So just basically ups him straight away. Or you can use Naval Academy choice, which is 200,000 silver coins, which is in-game currency. Or you can use basic training, which is free of charge, if you're absolutely skint, which starts from 0, and you have to work on it and build him up. So we'll go with the free of charge one. We have no captain points yet, so I can't put those up yet. We'll look at that in a minute with one of my other ships. So we have commander. I could accelerate his training, but I'm not going to. This is elite commander experience. You get that through some missions, through commanders that are already at 19 points. All their commander XP will go into elite commander XP, and you have got some flags that will produce free commander XP or commander XP. So you can build that up. It does take time. I think I started getting free Commander XP when I got my first 19-point captain, which was about a year after I started. It all depends on how you progress. So that's, you can save that up and use that to progress your commander by clicking the plus button over here. And then you can complete the training using the free Commander XP. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it the way that you would as a new player, because you won't have that. So we'll go back to the port. Right, so we have Commander, although he's very untrained. We have the camouflage. We have no flags. We do have flags. We have one flag. That's fine. We're quite happy with that. Got a flag. Which one did I put on? Flags. As you can see, I put on the fire extinguishing time. But these are greyed out. They've got a little circle with a cross through them. We have no torpedoes in this one. As you can see, there's no torpedoes. So the torpedo one, the flooding chance, there's no point. It's not got one. But so's the fire one, the fire chance, and the one that does both, the fire and flood. The reason is the Italian cruisers do not give fire. It doesn't do fires. It doesn't set fires. Because these ships, when you go into your consumables, have SAP shells, semi-armor piercing shells. They do not set fires. But they are very effective on bow, stern, and superstructures. And destroyers. Poor destroyers. But they are very effective on these. They have better penetration angles, and I think that, better penetration angles, but they don't do big middle ship such like they're only effective on the stern, the bow, and the superstructure, which is the towers and such like. It doesn't damage here. It will not penetrate, and it's unlikely on anything other than a very lightly armored cruiser or destroyer you'll get anything near a citadel. You do get citadels on lightly armored cruisers, just not very often. So we'll go back to that. And we've got a gunfire control system we can research once we get 180 experience, and a new hull when we get 300 experience. We can go through and we can research those towards the tier 3. There's something I didn't do with the first program. It was about this. Over here we have your name. If you click your name, you can find, you may not have that, I don't know, your inventory, your captain's logbook, and the news. The news is very useful. If it's got a little red dot there, then you've got new stuff to read. When you click through to it, you can come along and you can see all the stuff that is important on the web page. You've got it in game, so you can actually, oh look, there's a mission I can participate straight from your game. It can be very useful, and you can double check on new things that are coming in. The captain's logbook is a new feature that I'm not used to yet, so have a look through that once you get a little bit more with it, if you like, once you get through a bit further. I haven't really gone into this, not sure about it. Something I'll have to look into. It's a learning process all the time. And then you've got your inventory. Now, as a brand new command, you won't have a lot in here, but as it goes through, all the bits that you've researched and then gone on to something else, they sit here. And when you get a bit later on and you need a few crown coins, you can sell them off of here. It's You had to be careful though. Don't sell something you're going to want. But they're all here. You've got your modules if you want to sell any of them. You've got your upgrades. Well, there we go. Upgrades, which I would never sell because they're useful on every ship. Consumables, don't sell them. You use them all the time. Signals, don't sell them. You the flags, you also use them all the time. You can't sell these, by the way. When you get these pretty flags, you can't sell them. So, you know, the modules are the thing. You can sell some of these every now and then. Because you don't need them, because you've gone past that ship, then you can sell them along. And it gives you an extra pound coin in your credits. So that's a useful thing. The other thing I didn't go through was campaigns. I think you have to be level 5 to start these. There are a few of them to do, and they are very useful once you can open these up. As you can see, I have completed these. The completist in me. But they're very useful for getting upgrades, credits, free XP, and control part, you know, and consumables. Very useful. Gives you an extra few bonuses as you go through, and they're not that difficult when you first start. But you've got to be where they start from tier 3. So that's also, you know, it's little something adds a little extra to your inventory, so you've got a little bit more to do with it. It saves £1. Well, a credit. Anyway, this is the new patch 9.1. This was landed yesterday for EU. So I thought what I'd do is I'd just go through, 'cause some of you are returning captains and you haven't seen this, maybe. I'm not sure. So we'll jump on the tier 10 Moskva. I'll pick this one. This one is going to be taken out in 2 patches time. But anyway, we'll go into the modules. The upgrades. Because it's a tier 10, you have more slots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots. The new modules have come into effect. Yet, that's not changed. That's normal. Captains, there is a new engine room protection. If you don't use the damage control system, you don't have to choose between engine protection and steering protection. Now you've got both. The new AA gun mod, I'm not sure about that. That's just makes the priority AA sector preparation time reload faster. That's all. But yeah, these have all changed. Check them out. Look at them. Make sure you've got on your ship what you want. Because if you've got modules on your ship and you don't like them, you have 1 week from the patch landing yesterday, the 13th of February 2020, to get them changed free. And then it will be back to using gold to change them if you wish to change them. Just a little note to every captain. So anyway, back to the tier 2. Where are we? This is your my ships. There's a lot of them. You can actually filter these when you get more than 5. That's a poor. Click the little upside down funnel. You can display order by nation, by tier, by type, by most recent battle. Your choice. Wait, excuse me. You can hide unusable ships. I've never done that. Or you can change your compact view. If you tick that, you've got compact carousel, which is what I've got. And I can have lines 2, 3, or 4, depending on your screen size. My previous screen, I could only have 3. But because I got a new screen for Christmas, I can now have 4. So that's a cool thing. It's very useful. You can also select the tier you want to show, and they'll show only that tier. or the type of ship you want to see when it picks up. And yep, you see, just the battleships, or I can go just the destroyers. Got a few, or the aircraft carriers, which I haven't got as many. There isn't as many. That's why. You can sit down and you can select just a nation. Always very useful just to say, oh, well, I want to play the, I don't know, the Fiji. I can't find it. Just select the nation. When you have as many ships as me, this is also very, very useful. I haven't got any Pan-American ships. You can actually, if you wish to, primary ships. These are the primary ships at the moment, and the Indomitable. You just find your ship you really want to work on. Say something you're really working on hard. Right-click it, set as primary ship, and then it'll always be up this end, so you can find it quickly. What we've got? We've got ships that do not have elite status. So all the ones basically the ones I'm working on, the ones I haven't finished going through, I haven't elited out by researching everything. Then you've got elite ships, special ships, which are, well, they are all these three are for the clan battles. Please ignore. These ones are just special ships. They're not premium ships. And then you've got the premium ships, which is a few of them. This one is the one that displays the ones you have got your daily doubles on, which is the star there. If you've already gone through a few and you can't find them, that would display just those. Ships with a commander and ships without a commander. You see, oh, none of them have got commanders, and all these have got commanders. So you can, it's very intuitive. You can just show it, you can do it your way. But remember, if you can't find a ship, double check you got it ticked right. I do that quite often. Yep. We're all numpties when it comes down to some things. I get things wrong quite often. But yeah, so I think that's quite useful. And then you've got this one, this little cog here at the end. Additional contact, special ships. If you don't want to see the very special ships in game, that have special camos and things like that, you just tick that, and it turns it off. Okay. And then you won't see the special camos in game. I love the special camos. That's my choice. A lot of people like to be historical, so they won't like it. And then of course you've got the historical ship. And you've got the custom ships, which are, you'll see quite a few of the Apereo Blue Steel ships when you get up to tier 5, when you get the ARP Congos. And, you know, there's a lot of different ships, a lot of different camos. If you don't like them, go to this cog, select the ones you don't like, and just turn them off, and then you won't see them in game. Unlike me, I like to see them. Now then. What else we got? Oh, we got tier 2. I'm going to stroll all the way back through. I like scrolling. I don't know why. These are the Apereo with blue steel. The ARP ships. You'll see it tier 5, not tier 2. Right. Nino. I think we ought to go in. We have our layout is, as you can see, thin and skinny. Our survivability is 15,500 hit points. We have 8 times 1 120mm guns. Yeah, that's 4 on each side. And we even have secondary armaments, so this would be good. I don't think we've done secondaries yet. We have a little bit of AA defense, but at tier 2 you don't get AA to that extent because the carriers don't start until tier 4, so therefore you won't see them. And then there's my concealment, because I've got the camouflage on. It's knocked it down quite a bit. Anyway, let's take this into co-op battle. Because you new commanders, you'll still be in co-op by now. And let's do this. Unless, of course, you've played a lot of games in Tier 1. I think it goes by games now. They change it so often, and they've just changed it again, so we're all a little bit confused on that. Right, we have several bots. Have we got any bots on our team? No, we are a team. That's cool. Right, mission tells you all about the mission for this match. You've got your team members, who's here and where, and we go back up here, and if anyone's in division, which we're not.
Hands to action stations.
Pressing the tab key brings up the team list, ally ships, standard battle. It's going to adjust the points for the battle. So every time you kill one of them, we get some points. These are your quick commands. Press B, and you will see, if I press the B button, comes up with, and you just move your cursor. Your cursor will come up when you press B.
Good luck and fair seas.
I like to say good luck to people. Again, click forward, and off we go, slowly. As you can see, I've got SAP Shells, SAP Shells, and of course, the repair party, damage control party. I have my guns, and when I turn broadside, they'll turn, and when they're ready to fire, they go green. There's that one there, that one there. See what? They're ready to fire. And you turn forwards, they're not ready to fire. And you can see them in the moving on the screen. These are more intuitive than the tier 1s because there's more guns. Tier 1s are very easy to just fire, point and shoot. You get tier 2, you have to start thinking about things a bit more. That's a destroyer. Zoom in, pressing the shift key. I can't hit him, he's behind the island.
Requesting fire support.
And that's are you coming out, Valkyrie? Valkyrie, are you coming out? Are we going to come out? Let's be a bit patient. Right. Destroyers are fast. That's my average thought on those. And he turned away. Thank you. Have a look. I haven't got the circle yet. We've got a circle. St. Louis doesn't sail quite so fast. Your average for the, they say about 25, 30k, 30 knots. They don't always do that. Destroyers do a bit faster. And if they don't turn, hopefully I'll hit him this time. I missed. Destroyers are difficult to hit. They really are difficult. Oh, there's a Dresden. Another cruiser. Right, did you hear that bleeping sound? That was the noise, the collision avoidance, telling me that there was
dead ahead.
There was a island in front of me. And as soon as I turned away from possibly hitting it, it went. You can see the smoke screen there with the boundaries. Awesome. No hitting monkeys. Not allowed. No. Right, I've changed to AP. I can get over that hill. Right, now that my AP will load. Let's see if we can do some damage. Because it's a cruiser, we might be able to do more damage than if we were using the... Maybe not, because someone shot it and killed it. Okay.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
At least broadside. I'm going to hit an island. No, I'm not. Not as much damage, I don't think. Down at the tier 2, you don't get High damage roll. I missed because I aimed too low. So it bounced into the... Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
Fire, fire, fire.
Right, I'm on fire. One fire I'm not too worried about. They only last 30 seconds on cruisers. He's really... Oh, bye-bye, Chukamu. If I was a lot lower in health, I would have put the fire out using the damage control. Don't panic too much about fires. They're only for a short amount of... Oh! You didn't get shot at, did you, Mr. St. Louis? That's not good. Slow it down slightly. You get a slightly tighter turning circle, by the way. I'm going to hit... Am I going to hit the island? No, I'm not. Guns are coming round. Speed up. I know the St. Louis does not have torpedoes. And I'm going to hit the island now. Because I turned. I steered into the island, which is why the avoidance system didn't work. Right, at this distance, and being a St. Louis, it's going to be an AP, I think. I just fire, and now if you see, they're all reloading. He's taken out my steering, so I'm going to use the repair party to repair that. And
Problem solved, sir.
there we go. Because of the distance and he's that much nearer, I've managed to get quite a good damage roll on that. And again. Because he's so close, I can fire actually on him. And he's not exactly going fast. You see that dive into the water? Take it up a bit. He's taken out one of my guns. As you can see, he's taken out one of my guns. It will be repaired in about 10 seconds time. And then I've got a terrain indicator there, which says I can't throw anything at him because the hill or the island is in the way. So let's go forward. And if I double click the one button, I get my SAP will read up. The SAP would have reloaded and I wouldn't have had to fire the gun to get the SAP to reload. So if you press it once, it will reload with the next fire. When you fired it again, it will reload. But if you press it twice, it will starts with a reload instantaneously. And it takes a little, the normal reload time will start. That's not too bad. I killed someone. Right, we can see here we've got 7 over penetrations, 22 penetrations, or non-penetrations. In other words, it hit, but it didn't do any damage. It didn't penetrate, just the shells just broke. And then you've got one at the bottom there that says ricochet. Basically, the angle of the ship and the angle of the shell just bounced off. It just didn't do it. So that's annoying, but it happens. It's all down to the angling, the armor, the calculations that are mathematical that just go over my head, I'm afraid. I just do it by learning. But yeah, so we got... No, I wasn't quite so effective this time. But the Charleston there, he did really well. So did the Wicks. Now, if you think you've got a player on your team, or the enemy for that matter, that played really, really... These are bots, we won't worry about it, but played really, really well. Highlight their name, right-click, and you have a report for numpties, but we don't do that because that's not nice. We have compliments. We have plays well or good manners. I'm going to give him a plays well. it doesn't actually do anything constructive for them. Shush, Jess. Sorry about this. Dog's excited. Dawn's home. Doesn't actually do anything for them monetary wise or anything, but it just gives them a karma, which is makes you feel better. And there we go. That's the free ant I killed. As you can see, as you hover over, shows you what you did to them and how much damage you did to them. Now, I actually took damage this time, and as you can see, someone took out my main battery. It was incapacitated, and my steering gear was incapacitated. If it was black and a shadow, that would be knocked out permanently. So the artillery, who hit me? If I hover over the word artillery, it gives me the St. Louis. It gave me 17 shells for 7,000 damage. The Dresden, all HE notice, so it says main battery HE. And the same with the Dresden, main battery HE, 2 shells. And then the free ant, he hit me with his main battery for 3 shells. And his secondary battery for 2 shells. So you can see what hit you. There's the fires. The free ant set me on fire. That was very possibly with his secondary batteries. But in the damaged modules, one main battery, which is the main gun, and a steering gear. I don't think I knocked anybody else's out, did I? No. It would come up on their list. But it's you know, it's very intuitive. You can see it damaged my potential damage. That's damage that I could have got, but I didn't, because the shells either bounced off of me or fell around me. And I even got 1 defense point because I hit a ship that was in the cap. So I got a defense point. That was nice. And of course you got your starting times and your duration and how long you're in battle, etc. Distance travelled. And then at the end you have credits and XP, which it's in co-op you don't earn as much experience, so therefore you don't earn as much credits. It's the way they do it. Plus the fact I'm talking to you, I can't do everything. I'm not the best at lower tiers, I will admit that. But I got 361 commander experience and 23 free experience and 347 XP. So that's good. Now, when you look at your personal score, you see, oh, I've got 20,000 coins. Well, actually, that's what you earned before they've taken off all your expenditures, your servicing costs. You will get the same servicing costs every battle, no matter what you use. Whether you save your ship, whether you don't save your ship, it's always the same servicing costs. That way, everybody pays the same. It's not like some other games where if you don't use this consumable, you don't pay for it. No, doesn't matter. It's replaced every time. You pay the same amount every single time. So for this ship, those are the servicing costs. Service. I get a 5% clan discount. So that's nice. But there's your servicing costs. Whether you like it or not, it's standard. Goes up with every ship, and every ship has its own servicing costs. So that's why you don't get what you think you earned. Now let's have a look. 370. Did I get enough experience on this ship to do a module? Yes, I did. Let's do the hull first. It's always a good idea, because that gives you more hit points and more survivability, AA, etc. So we'll have that. Click that. Research it. Yes, look at that. And we'll buy it. And there you go. That's that job. Now, if you look, now that I bought the hull, I am now available to be able to, without researching the gunfire control system, don't have to research that. But if I want to, and I go into another battle and I get 2,000 experience, I could go and get the Torrento. I have the free XP, I could quite easily do it, but I'll battle it out. I prefer it that way. save that for a rainy day. But yeah, so now I've done that, I can actually go work through and I can get the Taranto. I will get that one. I shall probably do that later on. Okay, I think that will be about it for now. The only thing I haven't done is your profile. I didn't show you last time because, well, my profile's not very good. But I'll go through it. As a quickie, profile. These are the collections you can get with the different in-game events we do occasionally. It takes a bit of doing. You'll get that, I'm not sure what level, but you will be able to do that at some point. This is your ranked. This season starts in 12 days. This season will begin in 12 days. I will start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars, I think. I think I start at rank 15. Yeah, I will start at rank 15. And you play tier 10 ships, which I'm afraid you new guys haven't got yet. But this is what you got to look forward to, and it can be quite a battle. Sometimes it's a different tier. It's not always tier 10. And every rank you get flags, and when it decides it's going to behave, and you get steel and such like. So yeah, you build up, work hard, you can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. But you got to get up to, when you get up to captain, being allowed to do this. Then you got your achievements, which is all your different bits and pieces that you can earn, or your it just gives you something to aim for. Some of the things I haven't got yet. The will to win, which is in operations. So you got operations. You've got that. We'll work on that next time. So yeah, there's loads of different things you can get, and hang on, we go. Yeah, this is your summary. This is my summary. I'm not the best. I'm only a 49%er. I'm just an average Joe player. I don't say I'm going to be anything else. But you get your victories, your defeats, your draws. You see how you're doing. Destroyed, and it just shows you how you're doing. And you can actually go to the side here, and you can pick a ship that you've been using. Have a look at what you want. We'll go. Yeah, that's kind of. I don't want that one. Oh, it's down here. Here it is. By tier, by win rate. You can set it by number of battles, tier, nation, type. Go by number of battles. Where is she? Up the top. Your Bari. I've only had one in the Bari. Only had one battle. It hasn't come through yet. That hasn't come through yet. It does take a bit of time to come through sometimes, but you get the drift. You can just go and have a look and see what you've got and how you're getting on with it. Dreadnought. I got that a little while ago. I've had 4 battles in, huh? I've won 2, lost 2. 50% win rate in it. That, by the way, is the wargaming desired average. But this gives you an idea of what you're doing and how you're doing. Never mind anybody else. Concentrate on yourself. Don't worry about other people. And then you've got your service record, which is how far up the tree you are when it goes. I think this is where you will start, is at the very beginning, which is here. And then you go on to the next one, which is research and upgrades. And then you go on to random battles. And you grow through as you grow with your ships. Take some time, captains. You can do this. It takes a while. As you can see, I'm all the way up the end, so I think that would be about it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to do another one at some point in the next few days. Good luck with your sailing, captains, and I'll see you again soon.